we would have wished to know before we got started in dance. Injuries are a big concern, especially in breaking, but also in, you know, ballet and stuff. So we're gonna give you what we feel are the most common injuries and our own experiences with injury through our dance career, so you guys can kind of understand where that's coming from.
My biggest one is I messed up the left hamstrings while I'm performing. Because I stretched before, of course, I stretched enough and then I kind of warmed up and then like danced a little bit. And I heard myself, it's like kind of cut, like, you know, like, you know?
Pop?
Yeah.
Pop sound?
Yeah, pop sound.
Pop sounds are never good.
You know, I was focused on the performance anyway, so I can't think like, oh, maybe I got injured, but still focus. But at the same time, no, I can't move my left leg, but I have to because I'm performing. And after that, really can't move. And of course, I went to the hospital. The doctor said, okay, so you'll be okay because you're young. And if you stop dancing, you'll be fine. I don't have any plan to stop dancing, so...
And so how long did that take you to recover?
I mean, I still have it though.
Oh,
yeah.
So see, it's a lot.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I would say 6 years ago.
So while you're in New York,
7 years ago.
were you out for a certain amount of time before
No.
you could even?
No,
you just
I
kept
didn't.
going?
Only like a few weeks. I already had some like a video shoot, whatever performance already. I booked before back to Japan, so I just took day off like 2 weeks or something, and that's it. So that's why I still have it.
Any small injuries that you commonly get?
I mean, all the time. My ankle.
Ankle?
Like twist. Yeah.
Okay.
And my wrist twist.
Okay.
All the time. Yeah. It's
Because
something
you
like
do
that.
some whacking and stuff. So.
Yeah, or even locking.
Okay.
I mean, not twist, but
Like
you know, just kind of
Okay.
using too much and almost every day. So.
Well, your story reminds me of my story actually, when I was doing a performance in Montauk, and we're doing like 7 or 8 shows, and the first show, you know, it's inside, there's a good crowd, and you know, it's summertime, everyone's having fun. The first thing I do, I'm doing some hand hops, I'm jumping on my hands,
Yeah.
and when I come down, my foot hits the table, my ankle hits the table, full speed. And I'm just trying to play it off, and I just knee down because there's 2 other dancers, so I just knee down because I know I'm in. I kind of finish out my little set, knee down, and I realize that I'm done. But I can't be done, so I gotta dance.
But you didn't check it before you start.
The table?
Yeah.
I just have long legs, so I just ended up hitting the. I don't know what. I just misjudged. I was really excited, and I just kind of misjudged.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark. My ankle was swollen. And I had like 7 more shows to do, and I was like, oh god. So I finished out the show, kind of whatever I could do, and you know, trying to play off the injury. And then afterwards, I was with a band and stuff, so I told them, there was a musician there, and they said, you know, just raise it up. It's gonna be the best thing. So I put it on a pillow, and I iced it, and actually it helped a lot. It was still really swollen, but thankfully, you know, I can do a lot of stuff on my hands and freezes where I don't really need my ankle. So the rest of the show, spent a lot of times on my hands doing different freezes, just trying to not be on my ankle, but there was nothing I could really do. The raising my ankle and icing it really helped. I mean, it helped me push through. I don't think without that I would have pushed through, but that's my biggest one.
So how about now? You still have it?
That one's okay. When I another injury before that, I damaged my knee because I was doing footwork wrong. I was flat-footed, and it was like an overtime thing and ended up becoming damaged, put me out for 6 months. I was in a brace. And then another one, I did a performance and I just pushed myself up with my arm, and I guess it was like a 2-hour show. So after I just pulled something, just snapped in my shoulder. I couldn't rotate my arm, couldn't lift it for a long time. It was just like this in the show. It kind of just bundled up, like my whatever muscle I pulled. I didn't even go to the hospital, but everything was like, I was like, what? I had to do the whole show like this. And it was,
so you didn't go to the hospital even after that?
No, it was towards the end of the show, and I didn't, but I couldn't rotate my arm, I couldn't lift it for a couple of months, and now it's you know, it's healed as much as it can, but I don't have the same flexibility. There's still some scar tissue in here.
Because you didn't.
Yeah,
go to the
same thing
hospital.
with my thumb. I snapped it when there was some sweat in the floor.
If you get injured, you have to go to the hospital.
You should. I slipped on some sweat, and all my weight went back on just one thumb, and it snapped backwards, and that's this one. So I can't bend it all the way still. It's been like a year, but it's fine. I can still use it now. Those are my biggest ones. My common ones that I always get are like kind of knee gets kind of worn out a little bit. Kind of used to be a lot worse, and kind of get stuck where you feel like I can't really use this, but not like damaged. It's just kind of overuse. Same thing with thumbs. I
think every dancer
always
like that.
thumb
like
bending back happens.
Overuse.
Yeah, I think breaking thumb bending back is a big one. And how about you, Taku?
I broke my finger. The floor was like not like this, like carpet.
Oh, carpet floor.
And then when I
Not good.
was trying like hard work.
Everything went back on.
Yeah. Like that. Like that. You can see like I went to the hospital.
There was a huge scar.
One time. Yeah,
There was like an
And
L scar on there.
The doctor fixed it.
So if you're breaking, warm up your wrist, especially your thumb. People don't even care about their hands, but it is a big one.
But
Even just, she did locking and whacking and it still hurt her wrist. Knees, back, and hip seem to be pretty.
Yeah.
shoulder, back, and neck.
If you're new to dance, we have some tutorials and lessons that are free you can watch. And they help you with some moves. There's a lot of moves you can learn just from videos. It's pretty good to mimic and it's a good start. You don't have to spend any money. You can just watch some videos and get kind of the idea. But a lot of dancers think that's, at least when they start dancing, like, oh, that's all they need. But you're going to miss a lot of stuff by just watching YouTube. You'll get some stuff for sure. That's why we post some lessons and some videos. It's really helpful. But also, the best thing to do is you need a teacher, mentor, even not, you just go to a session, find some people. Even if they're not teaching you, you can watch them. You can it's much better to see people dancing for real and not through YouTube. It's a very different experience. You'll get to see how their flow, how their character is, their musicality. There's a lot of intricate, detailed stuff that separates someone that looks like an average dancer that looks like he's a really good dancer. And you don't even know why. But we've been doing this for a long time, and there's these little things that you can't really teach people online. You can give them tips and stuff, but there's a lot of things that are missing. Do you have anything that you feel is missing from YouTube?
Oh, that's a lot.
There's a lot.
Well, at first you said like a musicality things and groove, or I would say it depends on what style, what kind of dance, and maybe the b-boys, the breaking is really hard because I don't even know how to do it through the YouTube. I am a dancer, but I don't know. But I think the other style is the same. Like even hip hop, it looks easy. It just turn or whatever we do, but it looks maybe easy. But actually, if we do, it's hard. It's like how much should we straight the arms? Even like YouTube looks like this, but actually we do like straight. It's really like a tiny bit like details. It's really hard.
I teach right now. Of course, there's still the pandemic going on, so and New York City's still pretty locked down, especially for dance and art. So I teach a lot online. Through Zoom and stuff. I'm sure you guys know Zoom. It's I can still teach some stuff, but a lot of it, it's like it's hard to tell with the camera angle. Like,
exactly.
Are you 1 inch apart of your feet, or are you 10?
I mean, we don't have to decide it, but if you want to look good, probably
if it's know. And especially some certain techniques, especially when they're more complicated, that distance. Like if you're doing a handstand. You want to be here. You don't want to be here or here. It's like, but you can't really tell online. So it becomes. So you might do something like I don't know how to do it or feel bad, but it's the tiniest details that it's like doing a push-up like this instead of here. It might not seem like a big deal, but if you think about
it
that,
is a big deal.
Yeah, it becomes a big deal.
It's really like a trick, like a big voice. It's really big, and then you're gonna get injured.
Yeah, you'll get injured like the first one.
Yeah, so
if you don't do it right. So it's great to learn some basic stuff. When I put out YouTube videos and when she's done some videos, we have some other teachers who've done videos. We try to be as detailed as possible. That's why they're kind of drawn out. We don't want to just be like quick. Oh, just do this and do this and do this, and it's like you wanna. It's hard to mimic something and be correct. I'm trying to give you the detail and why something looks like that. When you first start dancing, especially when you first start dancing, or if you're dancing and you try to go to a different style, you're gonna feel like it's super hard. You're gonna feel like it's hard. You're gonna be like, I can't do this. I'm not naturally talented or naturally gifted. You might have advantages. You might be more flexible. You might be stronger. You might have done karate or parkour or something, and you have a little bit of leeway there. But in the end, it's gonna balance out. Everyone feels hard doing it at first. even if I know breaking for 15 years, if I tried to do whacking, it's gonna feel hard. It's gonna be really hard. It's a different groove. It's a different style. It's different body parts. You'll have a base there that's gonna help. It's still gonna feel hard. First time you ever dance, probably second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th time is gonna be hard. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get easier. But the first couple times is feels like I can't do this. Look at it, and you're in class and you're like, look at all these people. They're okay, but they've been there 10 times, 12 times. You don't even know that, but they've been there a couple times, and you're struggling in the back. It's okay. It's just keep going, keep doing it, and you'll get there. I started when I was a teenager, and I really liked breaking. I really liked the aesthetic of it and the look, so I really wanted to try. It was super hard, and breaking, it hurts a lot.
Oh yeah, you know the crop, right? I mean the hands, but it should be the foot. Crop.
Oh, the feet?
Crop.
Oh, okay,
Crop.
the feet, okay.
Crop.
Okay.
I remember this one. I think I learned this step when I was 9 or 10 years old. And do you know how long it takes to learn? Month.
1 month?
A
Yes.
month.
1 month.
Yeah.
But maybe everyone can do is really quick.
there's
Like a
still-
5 minute, 10 minute.
There's still moves like the Charlie step. I know I could learn. I
Oh,
know.
yeah, the Charlie step.
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
I know I could learn it if I tried. I didn't get it the first couple times, and it kind of put me off to it. I like the move, but I'm just like, because it just wasn't working with me. So I just didn't. And there's some freezes, there's some freezes I really couldn't do for a long time. And then eventually I just tried them, and I ended up learning them. And I was like, oh, it wasn't so bad. People give me some tips, and when they saw me trying to do it, and those tips really helped. You know, there's some big tips on some of these moves that they're like really nice tricks to do, and it really helped me.
First, my best Japanese friend tried to break dance was the chair.
Chair freeze, okay.
Yeah, chair freeze, and I thought that was so cool, and I wanted to do this, and I was everyday trying practice only chair freeze.
And you should have started with the baby freeze.
Like a month, every day.
Yeah.
And I met my ex-teacher, my ex-dance teacher.
Okay.
And when I saw him, totally change the world.
Change the world.
Oh.
Change the world. Okay.
Oh
Wow.
my god! I didn't know the dance is so cool. I went to the dance school.
So, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And that probably makes you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Kind of learning.
Yeah.
You know. And it gets exponentially more comfortable. It's just the first couple classes, you're gonna, especially the first one, you're gonna feel, holy crap, I can't do this. But really, you gotta be into it. Like he was into it, he liked it. We were all like really into it, and so we just I'm just gonna do it. Like I know that first time hurts. The second time, it's still gonna be rough, but we liked it so much we kept doing it. So if you like it, don't be put off by
my
that feeling.
English too.
English too, yeah.
English.
We know that. We got that one.
I'm still learning English.
Okay, so kind of one extra point that kind of relates to that. You're going to feel really, really sore. So not only is it gonna be difficult like mentally, and maybe a little bit physically. Even if you're not doing a physically thing, it might be challenging. But if you're doing something new, even something like hip hop or house, they're using muscle you've probably never used in your life. If you've never done sports or anything, if you're just kind of done maybe running or biking, if you start doing breaking, if you start doing even house or stuff, some of these movements, you're using muscles you've never used. Your body just never needed them, and now you're in positions and that you really need them, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna wake up like, oh, why is this hurt? Why is this? I didn't even know I had a muscle there. How is there a muscle over here? How is this hurting? And you're gonna feel those, and of course that's gonna go away, but it's kind of a surprising thing. I remember when I first started breaking, especially I started doing windmills. I started doing power first, and I was waking up like, oh, God, how does this hurt? And so, I think it's just like a quick little thing. Like you're gonna feel that. Be prepared. You're not using these muscles all the time. Even something like waving. When I teach waving, we do this in waving. If you're really waving, if you're doing a real wave, this is not a wave, but if you're if you're doing this, if you're doing a real wave, you're using this. No, we never use this muscle. Okay, we don't do this ever. There's no
When
reason.
are we gonna use this one?
When are we gonna do
Oh,
this?
can you get my water bottle?
Yeah.
Can you get my water
Okay,
bottle?
and so there's moves. There's moves and things that are not even physically demanding that you're still using muscles you've never done. This next one is maybe people don't realize it. If they see dancing, you know, they're like, oh, that's something that's not gonna cost you money, which is true and untrue at the same time. It doesn't cost you money, especially at first. You're just learning from YouTube. But if you're gonna get really serious into it, you should understand it's not very expensive, but there's a lot of expenses that are not really thought about. A couple of those, the biggest one is gonna be shoes. You're gonna burn through shoes.
It takes time.
Yeah.
To learn.
Sure. Yeah.
And you're
sure.
Anyway.
burning through those shoes.
Yeah.
I burned through shoes 3 months. It's gone. They're done.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
I mean,
heel-
it depends on what they're gonna do.
yeah. If you're breaking,
Yeah.
but anything, house and you're
Everything
wearing that.
first.
You're wearing that stuff down. I think house and breaking are the worst, but I think anything you're using your
Yeah.
feet a lot. It wears out your heel and the heel of your shoe, and then you get damaged knees because you're now slightly off balance. So
Haha.
if you don't change them, you're gonna damage your knees. It's gonna put you out. So other things are clothes. I mean, everyone has clothes, but you're gonna burn, especially breaking. You're gonna burn through some sweatpants. You're gonna get holes everywhere,
And
sliding.
you need a t-shirt
You-
all year.
yeah, you're gonna need
Winter.
changes of clothes all the time because you're always practicing. So that means you're always sweating in something. That's gone. You need a new shirt.
Oh, you can't wear the white t-shirt, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Definitely.
Don't wear white.
No, don't wear
Well,
white.
that's what I mean.
for people.
Yeah, we usually wear dark
No,
clothes.
we are private.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
You're gonna
we-
burn.
we-
You're gonna burn.
Yeah.
Some other costs are classes. I mean, classes are cheap compared to other things, but they're still, $20 a class. If you're doing private lessons, you're trying to speed stuff up. Those are gonna cost money. It's physically demanding thing, so you're paying $80, $100 an hour for someone. So I mean, that's New York City prices. I'm sure it's cheaper elsewhere, but you're gonna pay for it. It's a very physically demanding. Teachers can only teach so much before they're worn out, depending on what level they're teaching you at. So that's something to take into consideration. If you want to practice and you don't have space, or if you want good floor, you don't want to dance in grass, because that can mess up your knees if it's uneven. You gotta pay for some space. If you don't have, New York, we don't have a lot of space. So, what the hell are you doing? So that's another cost. You have any other costs that you go through?
Cost?
Yeah.
Especially, I really focus on the only fashion. Like
Fashion's
yeah,
also
yeah,
a part
yeah.
of dancing.
Yeah,
You're a performer.
Definitely.
You also have costumes and makeup if you're a girl too.
I
You
mean,
also
the boys, they do.
You also have you also have things to prevent, like, if you're gonna get sore a lot, you're gonna want a foam roller. Maybe you want a resistance band. Maybe you want a machine that's gonna massage you. Maybe also a lot of dancers will go get massage. That's a cost. You're probably gonna want to get a massage every couple of months or a month or whatever because you're gonna be super sore. Or you need a machine that's a couple $100 to do it for you. So, or get a really good friend. Those are costs that you might not take into consideration. Another big cost that people don't understand if you're trying to be professional.
And if you're trying to try a different dance style, even heels, tap dance.
Oh, there you
and
go.
everything is different shoes.
Yeah.
Or ballet.
And if you're first starting, you're probably not gonna have sweatpants. Like windbreakers, sweatpants, maybe sweatpants, but there's a lot of good pants for specifically for athletic, and those you're not gonna have them probably. So those are costs. Also, another cost that if you're becoming a professional dancer is your health, your food, things you eat.
Yep.
You're gonna wanna not eat crappy food, which means you're gonna be spending more money on getting good quality food. Good quality food is gonna speed up your recovery. It's gonna give you more energy. It's gonna make you a better dancer. If you're a professional, those are all considerations that you need to take into account. I wouldn't say stop dancing because you don't have it, but just think, everyone's trying to be the best they can. Those are things to take into okay. Let me cut out this and let me try to spend more money here. It's not a lot of money, but you're gonna maybe if you're cutting the line, shuffle some stuff around. Stretching.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So stretching is you're gonna be your friend. Okay, so you want to stretch. Even when you're young, you want to stretch. When you're younger, you can get away with stuff more. You recover more. You're lower to the ground.
Yeah, but if you want to keep dancing for future a long time, you have to.
It's much easier to stretch and get your flexibility when you're younger.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't wait till you're 20, 30 years old to get flexibility. It's gonna take so much longer. Do it now.
Yep.
Do it every day. Spend 5-10 minutes at least doing it. Should be 30 minutes. You know?
30 minutes is good.
30 minutes is a perfect time.
Yeah.
It should be 30 minutes plus 1 minute for every year older you are. Okay, so if I'm 30 years old, it should be an hour. I should be doing an hour of stretching every day. I don't, because I suck. I do it every day, every time before class. I do it before I work out, but
you really need it, especially winter time.
Yeah, winter. Yeah. Your muscles get really tense. You really need it. So especially for guys, we hate it. We're not very flexible. But if you're breaking, you need a lot of flexibility, especially in your legs doing windmill. People think it's strength, but it's more.
I think so.
Yeah, everyone. All my students like, I'm working out. Do I have enough strength? I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Strength is gonna hurt you. You don't want muscle.
That's right.
You don't want. You need a balance between strength and flexibility.
So like usually dance class is hour and a half, right? One class is hour and a half. Usually like that. So like so many a lot of teachers doing stretch and workout and then start choreo, like a dancing, like a warm up, like more dancing stuff.
Yeah.
But so many students don't want to do. So they skip stretch and workout and they come. So
really?
Yeah. So that means they just come here for like an hour because we're gonna take 30 minutes to do a stretch and a workout. But if they don't want to do, they always skip first 30 minutes and then just come to learn a choreo or whatever. So I'm like, why? You know?
People hate stretching. It hurts. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can
but
understand.
you know.
But they're gonna get hurt.
You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
If you don't stretch, you're gonna get injured. You're not. I'm sure those dancers are not professional. Because they've had injuries and they probably stop. Oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm getting hurt.
Because you
didn't stretch enough. You gotta stretch. It sucks. Do it. It gets worse as you get older. So just do it now. Get your flexibility. You're gonna lose a little bit over time, but just keep do it now, and just even if it's a little bit, just spend 5 or 10 minutes. That's not a lot, but 5 or 10 minutes is gonna make a huge difference. There's kind of different types of stretching, range of motion. So it's more of a warm up. So if you're doing like this with your shoulders, right, or you're doing like this isn't stretching. This is range of motion. So you're just warming up your shoulder. You're warming up your joints. Yeah. If you do like this, it's not stretching. You're not gaining flexibility, but you're warming up. There's liquid inside your joints that you're going to warm up, right? You're warming up your joints so that they don't get stuck and cracked up.
That's the funny thing is they really hate stretch who really not good at dancing or something. I mean, I don't. Sorry, but you see the Olympics?
Wait, that's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You see the Olympics, right? Olympic people. They're super professional.
Yeah.
The Olympic. Everyone stretch like even like this and stretch for like 2 hours or something.
If I'm practicing, if I'm in a session,
then why don't you do that?
If I'm in a session, there's like a circle, a cipher going on. If I'm not dancing, I'm sitting there stretching. I'm always warming up, stretching while I'm on the side. Even because I'm warmed up, so it's easier to stretch. Which gives me to my other point. You should do a warm-up stretch, which means you're not stretching for flexibility. You're just stretching to get back into what you were doing. It's like that's usually what we do at the beginning of class. You're not like taking an elastic band and trying to push. You're not trying to force yourself because you're cold. Your muscles are cold. You do a warm-up stretch. You do your range of motion. That just gets you to your level that you're already at. Because you're gonna cool down and you're gonna get. Especially working out, your muscles get tight. So you just warm back up, then you do your dance, then afterwards, you may give yourself a little break, and then you're gonna stretch for flexibility. Because when you stretch for flexibility, your muscle goes like this, when it's all built up, then you're stretching it out, and then it gets really thin, but it gets more flexible. So if you go and stretch for flexibility and then go dance, you're gonna snap that muscle real easy. So when you're gonna stretch for flexibility, do it after your workout. After your dance, after your practice. Then you do your stretch for flexibility, and then you can have the rest of the day, the rest of the night to relax. Your muscles can recover, and now you got more strength and more flexibility. Now you have a more dense muscle. You pumped it up, you stretched it out, and now you're not gonna rip it apart. You're just gonna let it heal and let it get back. You know, you're gonna have more strength, more flexibility, and that's how you're gonna build over time.